So, it's class registration time. You're registering for classes. You decided to take CS 125. You decide, I hope it's not too difficult of a class. Who knows, maybe one teacher grades a little bit easier than the other teacher. Maybe one teacher's a little harder than the other teacher, if only there was a way to find out. And then you come across our app, CS at Illinois. You see that you can enter your course number. So you enter 125. Right, you click search. And then you're brought to a screen that has all the teachers listed that teach that class, along with their respective average GPA, their standard deviation, and the percentage of A's they give out. And at the bottom of the screen, we have displayed the highest average GPA, the teacher who gives the highest average GPA, and the professor who gives the highest percentage of A's. So supposing you have a class that has a lot more professors that teach it, you don't look through all of them and compare all of them. This conveniently gives you just the information you want. And maybe you're thinking, what if I put in a class that doesn't exist? Like CS 0, for example. That's not a class. So you press search, and you're given a display box that gives you an error message that tells you this course does not exist. Please input a new course. And if you look at our main activity file, you can see here that this is where we check for whether or not the course is a valid course number or whether it's not. And if it is a valid course, it moves on. If we look at, our data that we used in this for our GPA data we found in a CSV file. So for the CSV file, we had to read it in somehow to our code, and we used a software library called OpenCSV to read the CSV file into a list, which we then used to process the data. As you can see here. And then we take a look at our operations class. In our operations class, as I just said, in our read CSV, we read our CSV file into a list. And now in operation, we're taking that list and converting it into a 2D array, which will make it even easier to process all the data that we need to look at. We can also see in this class, along with all our functions, we can see our main function, which we use to test our other operations while developing the app, just to make sure everything's working and functioning properly. I think that the reason for making this app was we felt it is very useful. As students, we want to have a high GPA, we want to do well in class, we don't want to overdo ourselves with difficult classes, and sometimes having a teacher that's maybe a little bit easier, but hopefully just as good as other teachers, can ease our tension, our stress. So hopefully this would be a very useful app. We think that we learned a lot about coding in general, and especially coding with other people, which is not something that we've done much of. It was a very interesting concept, and I really like the idea of having a driver and an observer in the partnership. It seemed very useful, and like it could be applied to other classes and hopefully later on in life. Hopefully you enjoyed our CS at Illinois app.